Welcome to the ring, wrestling fans. This isn't just any corner of the wrestling world. It's Casual Wrestling YouTube channel, the hottest spot for WWE enthusiasts and casual fans alike. Meet your hosts, the unbeatable tag team of debate, Notorious Nerdy D and Milwaukee Mike. They're here to tackle the big questions, the epic matches, and all the WWE drama you love. Each episode, Nerdy D and Mike dive into the ring of debate, bringing you a unique punch-packed show styled after ESPN's PTI. From the latest pay-per-view breakdowns to classic wrestling showdowns, they've got you covered. Whether you're a diehard WWE fan or just love the thrill of a good wrestling story, the Casual Wrestling YouTube channel is your go-to source for entertaining, insightful, and sometimes heated wrestling talk. The Casual Wrestling YouTube channel, where every fan gets a front row seat.
This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The one that everybody wants, me.
Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania. Claymore!
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. This is my iron. You're going to acknowledge me.
All right, everybody, welcome to the WWE Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me here on this Monday, February 5th, 2024. We're going to get to Anthony DeMarco and myself in just a moment as we discussed all of the insanity with the fans and Cody and Roman and Rock and the Rocky sucks chants and what could happen and what couldn't happen and how WWE screwed this up and did they purposefully screw it up and all the things that are circulating online here. We talked for about 45 minutes. I think you'll enjoy it. So thank you so much for joining us here on the WWE Podcast once again. We are here 7 days a week, pretty much, other than maybe Thursday. Thursday, sometimes we don't have a show, but I think that'll change shortly. And I would like to give a shout out because we have a whole lot of new patrons and I got to give them some love over the last week or two. Obviously things have been crazy. So I would like to welcome Slapdax. I think I said that. Slapdax. Thank you for joining us. IMTBS Online Store. Thank you for joining us. We've got Anthony Lavari. Thank you for joining us on the NXT side of things. We have Dustin Wood. Dustin Wood, thank you so much. Thor Finn, you joined us in the last week. Noah Reed, thank you so much for joining us. Zach S. Scotty as well. Scotty, Mike Avasevia. Oh my gosh. Mike A. Don't ask me to be one of those people that read online books or something like how you have like audio books. I'm not going to be one of those people. Mike. Biggie Looney Goonie, Kayla Marie Native Mommy, and Scotty. So I'd like to give everyone a shout out. Thank you so much for becoming patrons. You guys can get everything ad free on the Patreon side of things or on Apple Podcasts, by the way. Apple Podcasts does provide an ad-free experience and a 7-day free trial. So there's a 7-day free trial going on NXT on the Patreon side of things, as well as on Apple. So if you want to try it before you buy it, as they say, Apple and Patreon are the places to go for that. And if you like us, stick with us. I think you will, covering everything that is WWE. And I think we're a unique show compared to a lot of other big names out there. But wanted to take some time before I get to Anthony and myself to give a big shout out to the patrons. I really appreciate all of you. And things are continuing to grow. And I think it'll get even crazier come WrestleMania season, as we are in a wild WrestleMania season right now. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. Social media certainly wasn't around for a lot of my wrestling fandom. It only became real prevalent over the last 10 years. And so now that everyone has a platform and a voice and a phone, it can get pretty toxic out there. No doubt about it. But I've heard that there's death threats for The Rock's daughter. I mean, if that's true, that's just awful. That's horrific. We don't need any of that. But it's passionate fans speaking with passionate fans, and it's going to be interesting to see what WWE does here. So I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to get to Anthony and myself here as we discuss all the insanity that is Cody Rhodes, Rock, Roman, and a whole lot more. So let's get to it, and thanks so much, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with a Raw review. Take care. All right, everybody, here we go. It's the current state of WWE. We're not going to waste any time as Anthony DeMarco joins us tonight because we're in the middle of a civil war, but really, I don't know how much of a civil war it is when now we have fans, and we did see the beginning of Raw, at least from the fans chanting perspective of Rocky sucks, and we've heard reports coming out that this is actually by design, and there's a hashtag we want Cody going on right now, and this doesn't appear to just be online. This appears to be growing and growing in person, and at some point WWE is going to have to address this publicly or at least in storyline. I don't know if ignoring it is a strategy anymore, so we'll have to see. And let's bring on Anthony, man. How you doing during all of this chaos right now with fans and their war with each other and with WWE over this Cody Rock Roman situation?
It's pretty crazy. Honestly, like I'll open with this because there's so much to unpack here, but did you ever think that they would find a way to F up Rock versus Roman?
Okay, so the answer to that is no. It's almost impossible to screw this up, almost. But if this is not by design, which, as you and I acknowledged off the air, is apparently Meltzer has reported that this is by design, that they did this with The Rock, and that this is supposed to help get Cody over even more, and this is all on purpose. Assuming that's not the case, how do you screw this up this bad? They have had how long to plan it, and it's just been a dumpster fire.
When I was actually in Toronto over the weekend for the NHL All-Star game, so I didn't watch it live. But when I saw just the clip the night of, before all the backlash, because the backlash really took off the morning after, or at least that's when I saw it.
Yep. And
when I saw the clip, what I said to myself was just like, that was a very strange way to go about this. And again, let's go with the assumption that this wasn't by design for a second. Let's go with the assumption that this was just, WWE's plan. I get what they were going for about Rock, Roman, I guess. Rock trying to embrace Cody and say the nice thing and put Cody, them on the same side. But the headshot of Cody Rhodes over The Rock's face looking obviously disheveled and just completely borderline depressed, and then him just sauntering up the ramp as The Rock stares at him walk away. I was just who thought that this was going to go over well? And even as someone like me that hates Cody Rhodes with every part of my body, I was even man, they did him dirty. Why is the Royal Rumble winner stepping aside so The Rock could parachute in? Even someone who hates Cody Rhodes as much as me, I went on a rant on After Dark Friday morning, 12 hours before all this you-know-what hit the fan. And I said that they had to do Rock Roman this year, or else it was do or die, and that nothing should just be sacrificed at the altar of Cody Rhodes. But I have to eat my words. The way they did it made me, in not even 24 hours, shift my view on how they went about it. But to be honest, it all goes back to one thing. Them refusing and just completely refusing and sacrifice everything at the altar of Roman Reigns' title reign has put them in this corner and has now finally backfired on them.
And we're going to see how big that backfiring is, how long this lasts, because I really don't know what the sustainability, what the staying power of this movement is with fans. Do they feel like they've gotten a foothold? And if they feel like they've gotten a foothold on WWE, then they're going to continue to push this bigger and bigger, like the Yes Movement. But it also is a dangerous precedent to set by WWE to allow fans to just complain and whine online that they don't like a certain storyline, and if they hit the dislike button on a video they upload a certain number of times, WWE is going to just change what they're doing because the fans don't like it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that. It sets a very bad precedent, kind of a entitled precedent almost from fans. And look, they should do what we want, but also at the same time, are we really going to use the number of dislikes on a video as the ultimate determination, or what hashtags trending. I mean, hashtags come and go, trends come and go. It's going to be up to the fans that are in support of The Rock being removed from this match and Cody being put in to continue to be vocal on television. And what we saw at the beginning of Raw is concerning. If I'm WWE, I'm sitting there going, I hope this is just an online thing and it doesn't translate to on air. Well, guess what? It did. And it's, I think, going to continue, because when fans see it one week, guess what the fans in the city the next week are going to do? They're going to continue it and continue it. And at some point, they're going to be forced to do this. And you know what? You're right. As much as you and I are not in the camp of Cody Rhodes, this was it was a terrible creative decision to have this done. I also understand why they did it this way, though, because they probably thought it to themselves, hey, let's not hide from this. Let's not run from this. The fans kind of know what's going on or what could go on. Let's just put them in the ring together and not hide from it, and just have Cody, just allow The Rock to come in and take his spot, essentially. Now, nothing's official, too. So that's the other thing. Nothing is official. We don't know if this is for the title. We don't know if Cody Rhodes is getting a shot at the Elimination Chamber. Maybe that's when he's cashing in his Rumble ticket, because it would make no sense for Cody to say, that's the belt I want, but I don't want it right now. It's like, well, that's the whole point of the Rumble win. So you can't have Cody say, that's the belt I want, and then go after another belt. Like, why? We need more of an explanation from Cody. And it felt like very much like little brother to The Rock. It felt very much like that relationship, like, that a boy. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for letting me take your spot. It was not a good feel. Even if you're a Rock fan, it did not, as you said, it felt like they did him dirty, even if you're in support of The Rock.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are trashy on The Rock, and you've seen his daughter get death threats now, and obviously people take it way too far, as we always do in today's society. But if we just look at it from a wrestling standpoint, it was awful. It was terribly done, because what did The Rock do to deserve this? And I've seen a lot of people equate it to when he defeated CM Punk at Royal Rumble 11 years ago now. Crazy to think that was 11 years ago. Then they're saying, well, what did he do to earn a WWE Championship match at the Rumble? Well, at least there you could have said he beat John Cena in the main event at the prior WrestleMania. Pardon me. So at least there was some tangible evidence to go off of and results to warrant that. But he literally just parachuted in, and nobody was hot in 2013 like Cody Rhodes is now. And look, I am not a Cody fan. You're not a Cody fan. I really hate the character, and I don't understand why so many people are behind him. But the proof is in the pudding. We are in the vast minority here. And if you can find a way to make someone like me feel bad for Cody Rhodes, and I'm historically a massive Rock fan, and for me to even say, you know what, this was bad, this was terribly done, you must have really screwed the pooch on this. And that's exactly what they did. They completely messed this up. They fumbled it. I said for so long, believe you've echoed the same sentiments, that there was no way to screw up Rock versus Roman, but they found a way to do it. And it all comes back to the same thing. It comes back to the fact that they absolutely refused to take that championship off of him. If that championship was not on Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes would have gone up against someone else, I don't think anyone would care. I don't think it's so much about Roman Reigns and him having to defeat Roman as it is that he wants that championship, and he should be in the main event. And he should be. He won the Royal Rumble. And yes, you brought up good points last week. The entire part of finishing the story is about winning the title with the lineage that his father never did. And that is a good point why the World Heavyweight title is not in his crosshairs. So, I don't think it's so much about Roman Reigns. It's about the main event and the championship. And because you absolutely, under any circumstance, refuse to take that belt off of Roman Reigns, these are the consequences. And it just shows once again all the ramifications that WWE is dealing with because of them just refusing to pull the plug on this Roman Reigns title run that at this point is probably 8 months overdue.
This I have to, as you were talking about it, and how they almost impossibly screwed this up. It's really, to me, it's very interesting that this is Triple H's first real battle with fans, because there's no more Vince to blame. This you can't go, Vince and his booking. That's gone. That excuse is gone. This is Triple H's regime now. And this is going to be a very interesting test for him where, we generally have been very, very complimentary, throwing roses at the feet of Triple H for the most part regarding his creative. And over the last year or so, it's been pretty good. And once Vince is gone, he's gone. And now you can't blame the old man anymore. So that's out the window. On top of that, The Rock must be sitting there going like, bro, what the hell? What the F? Like, how, first of all, The Rock was involved in creative with this, so he's partly to blame. I mean, yep. The Rock had some say in this. It's not all Triple H. But also, they all must be saying to themselves, what the hell? They wanted this match. This is a mega match. This is a dream match. They wanted it. They've been asking for it. We've been teasing it. I mean, it's been essentially built underneath the surface for 9 years since that Rumble in Philly in 2015. And now we give it to them and they're saying no. I mean, I hope nobody in WWE is that shallow to just understand that there's more underneath the surface than just the fans being fickle. And then once you give them what they want, they don't want it. No, they've really been building to a Cody redemption story for a long time. So I understand the frustration from Cody fans. I totally get it. Even though I don't like it, it doesn't mean I don't understand it. I understand completely that they have essentially pushed Cody to the side for a guy that is you couldn't even describe him as a part-timer. He's a sometime-er maybe. I mean, so this, I really am interested to see how Triple H, with no Vince to blame anymore, you can't point it at him. How does he deal with this? Does he cave? Does he stay the course? What do they do?
I really don't know what they do other than just pivot and completely go for the Roman versus Cody match. But then what do you do with The Rock? That's the entire thing here, is like, you've seen people throw out like, oh, why don't you do a triple threat? Well, then that completely defeats the purpose of Rock versus Roman. So, but I know what I would personally do would be take the belt off of Roman Reigns, but I'm just done with that. I just assume that he's never going to lose the championship again because of how hard and how much they've dug in on this. So the only other thing I could think of is a triple threat, but then that's stupid because then why is The Rock even there? He's not even back for the championship. He's back for the head of the table, which is why the title being involved is as stupid as ever. And then what? If you completely pivot to Rock versus Cody, or Roman versus Cody, then what? The Rock just disappears as if nothing happened? Then what? He can never show his face in WWE again because of how embarrassing this is. I really do not understand like what they go with here because all the options are just completely terrible.
Welcome to the ring, wrestling fans. This isn't just any corner of the wrestling world. It's Casual Wrestling YouTube channel, the hottest spot for WWE enthusiasts and casual fans alike. Meet your hosts, the unbeatable tag team of debate, Notorious Nerdy D and Milwaukee Mike. They're here to tackle the big questions, the epic matches, and all the WWE drama you love. Each episode, Nerdy D and Mike dive into the ring of debate, bringing you a unique punch-packed show styled after ESPN's PTI. From the latest pay-per-view breakdowns to classic wrestling showdowns, they've got you covered. Whether you're a diehard WWE fan or just love the thrill of a good wrestling story, the Casual Wrestling YouTube channel is your go-to source for entertaining, insightful, and sometimes heated wrestling talk. The Casual Wrestling YouTube channel, where every fan gets a front row seat. They've... In 1 week, in one segment, it seems like they have completely torched the entire anticipation of this matchup. And again, the funny thing is that we all need to take 4 steps back and realize, too, there's been nothing on paper. There's been nothing officially announced. Yes, symbolically, The Rock took Cody's spot. We haven't heard why the hell Cody really did it. He gave kind of a smirk also at the end of it. They seem to be teaming up as well. You could read into that as you will, and again, this is how I would do it too, is to me, Cody's after the belt, Rock is after the pride and the family and the head of the table, kind of the intangible part of the thing. And that's how it always should have been, is just about that. So I think, and this is how I would do it, is have Cody beat Roman at Elimination Chamber, titles over. All that's left that Roman has is his pride and his family and claiming himself as the head of the table. Now The Rock is going to take him and strip him of that at WrestleMania. I think you would, to me, kill two birds with one stone. You would have Cody in front of 50,000 people in Perth, Australia, beat Roman Reigns. You get Cody going in now to WrestleMania as champion. You have Rock facing Roman, non-title, so the people that were hating on The Rock will cool off, and there's nothing left that you have to worry about. Roman's already been beaten by Cody. You walk into WrestleMania, Rock can beat or not beat Roman. It doesn't really matter at that point. It's really about just the fact we're getting this match that I'm appreciative of. So that's how I would do it. But a triple threat to me would piss both sides off. That is, I know that some people are proposing that triple threat. I understand that you think, well, put them both in. That'll make both sides happy. No, that'll piss both sides off because they're not getting the match they want, and they feel that the other person that's in there is an extra that doesn't deserve to be there, and it's distracting from the person that they want to be one-on-one. So I think a triple threat is a bad idea. But here's the funny thing, too. With WWE's creative, the way they seem they're going, Roman could walk out of this and probably will walk out of this as champion no matter what situation they put him in. It's very possible that Roman just, no matter what situation, triple threat, Cody, Roman, Rock, whatever, he still could walk out of WrestleMania 40 as champion. And all of this argument, all this arguing among fans could be for completely nothing because Roman is just going to walk out of WrestleMania 40 as champion. Has anyone ever considered that?
You know what? It's funny. I saw a meme today of like Roman Reigns smiling, looking at the camera, rubbing his hands together, and it was captioned Roman watching all of us argue over who he's gonna defeat at WrestleMania. And it's so true because again, that is the whole problem. Like everyone wants to blame The Rock here, but let's be honest. People have been begging for this match for years, and you and I included were dragging The Rock's name through the mud because we were saying, how dare he tease it, this and that. Everyone was dogpiling on him, like this guy, he teased it, now he's not going to do it, the clock is ticking, and now that he's doing it, we're all dogpiling on him. But the problem is that it's not Rock's fault. It's not Triple H's fault. Well, I guess it's kind of Triple H's fault. Everyone has some blood on their hands. But the main issue here is whoever is refusing to pull the plug on Roman's title reign. That's the issue. If we all talked about that WWE had the opportunity to have their cake and eat it too. If you had Roman drop the belt at Royal Rumble or whenever to... the most popular one was Randy Orton because there's a built-in story with Randy and Cody and finishing the story and legacy going back 16 years ago. I don't think anyone would have cared. I don't think they care that it had to be Roman versus Cody. I think they cared that it had to be Cody for that title in the main event. And you know what? He won the Royal Rumble. He should be in the main event for the title he wants. It makes no sense creatively. Even if I hate him and it leaves such a bad taste in my mouth that that's their end game. I can't be subjective on this. I have to look at this in an impartial way. And impartially, even though I hate Cody and Rock has historically been my favorite character in the history of WWE, it's garbage the way they went about it. And now you've backed yourself into a corner where I don't even know what you do at this point. Like it feels like a few weeks ago, it felt like they had the best WrestleMania at the tips of their fingers. And now all of a sudden, it's like no matter what they do, they're going to look dumb.
And think about not just that they've botched this. Again, so far, there's 8 weeks left of television, too. That's 24 hours of Raw, just Raw, that they have to get through. So there's a lot of time to do damage control, no pun intended. There really is. And so there is time to fix this. But as things stand at this moment, they've botched this, which means Cody's fans are pissed. Rock fans are pissed that Cody fans are pissed. Rock are saying, oh, he should face Roman. There's even talk of Rock winning the title, that Rock's pushing for it. That's a whole nother conversation. But then you have the injuries to CM Punk. He's out. So the idea of obviously Seth and CM Punk is gone. Brock Lesnar and Gunther is gone. You know, like you have Charlotte on the women's side gone. I mean, like you think about where WrestleMania was just like a month ago in our minds to where it is now, and it is a totally effed up card. Now the roster is super deep. I'm not that concerned it's going to be a flop, but it is not the WrestleMania that we just saw. I mean, in our minds, realistically, just a month ago. It's absolutely insane. And you know, when you add to this that. Imagine that Rock and Roman face each other for the title. If WWE is that bold to just move forward with that, I really believe that it's going to be a Rock Hogan WrestleMania 18 dynamic where the fans literally just turn on the Rock. I think it's very possible that they do. Do you think that's a possibility? If they decide, screw this, we're not going to fold to the fans' will or hashtags. We're moving forward. It's going to be Rock Roman for the title. Do you think that WWE is prepared for a possible, or do you think it's even possible that it's going to be a Hogan Rock dynamic from Toronto in, how many years ago?
But Roman Rock, I feel like they would just hijack the main event completely. It would probably be more akin to Roman Triple H from WrestleMania 32. Yeah. I think it would be something along the lines of that, or Roman Brock from WrestleMania 34. The concerning part here is that The Rock has now, and he's on the board of directors of TKO. That's the concerning thing, which is crazy because you thought that would have been a good thing. And if he's pushing for this and just shoehorning himself into WWE at the top of it, now you hear that he's bringing in Brian Gewirtz, or however you pronounce his name.
Gewirtz, yeah.
Gewirtz, to oversee his side of creative. So, how much pull does Triple H have here? It's very bizarre that in the immediate aftermath of Triple H seemingly getting full control and Vince McMahon being completely removed out, now you have The Rock in there, and is The Rock going into business for himself, which is crazy, right? I think it was Mike Johnson. Is that the guy from PW Torch?
PW Insider. I thought he was PW Insider.
Oh yeah, he is PW Insider. You're right. The Torch is its own thing. Sorry, I get them mixed up sometime. And I think he was quoted saying today something along the lines of how some people in the company feel like The Rock was losing steam in Hollywood, so now he's just attaching himself to the rocket ship that was WWE, and how they were selling out all these venues and WrestleMania without him, and now he's just putting himself in the mix. It's very weird, and I don't want to demonize The Rock here, but I think the fans have already kind of turned on him. But do you think that any of this could be because of The Rock just being so selfish and going into business for himself?
There is, if The Rock were to get some truth serum, I think there is a selfish element to it. There has to be. He's a human being that has a legacy that is likely never to be matched. He's one of the greatest of all time, and I think there's something for him to prove to himself that he can still go if he wants to. I think there is a selfish element to it. I mean, there just is. I don't know how big it is, but it's there. But I also think that really WWE, and I keep making this argument and people keep not understanding that this is a bigger match and will create more eyeballs, which is more ad revenue, and that's a primary source of income for WWE, than Cody Roman will. But at the same time, WWE is getting so much press from TMZ and major news outlets now covering this backlash that I don't even know if it matters anymore who's facing Roman, that the fans are all just looking at this, who are on the outside, the fringes of wrestling fans, or even people that aren't wrestling fans, that are now looking at this going, what the hell is going on? I'm hearing this yelling and screaming on social media, and it's on my news now. It's on my local news. It's on the national news on some of these sports segments. What the hell is going on? This is creating so much buzz that kind of, I think secretly, as much as it's frustrating for creative, they're looking at this, WWE's looking at this going, hey, this fans may be pissed, but they're doing a whole lot of free advertising for us on social media right now. And they are creating a whole lot of news that we didn't know that we were going to get. And it may not be the best news that fans are angry at WWE, but it's also taking the attention off of Vince and the whole real life scandal going on. No one's talking about that anymore. So it's also kind of a great byproduct for them.
Let's look at this now under the assumption that this is actually by design. What would be if you could try and for a second put yourself in their shoes, assuming that this was by design, what would the outcome be if that's the case?
So if this is by design, I think I'm not trying to act like my idea is the best. I don't think it is just because it's my idea, but it would fit what your question is in that if it's by design, then you'd want Cody to still beat Roman Reigns, because they essentially told you that's what's going to happen with Cody telling Roman on SmackDown, that's the belt I want, and I'm going to take everything from you, which means more than just the belt. And then The Rock and Cody shake hands, and Rock sings sweet nothings in his ear, whatever he was telling him. And then Cody goes off and kind of looks like he's, a lost puppy, which, by the way, I mean, apparently he has a dog he's bringing to the events now. What a tool. I mean, I'm sorry. What a tool. I mean,
He is
anyway.
a tool.
He's just a tool, but I mean, I'm pissing off like half the listeners right now. But I mean, it is what it is. We are really looking at this very objectively, I think. But I think that my idea fits the answer of if this is by design, they know the fans, again, all assuming, which I don't think it is. The fans are going to get angry. The fans are going to get pissed off at Rock for just a short while, and then it comes around that hey, Cody is cashing in his Rumble win at Elimination Chamber. Now, how they make that work, it's kind of subverting the rules of the Rumble. I understand, but they could make it work where he says, I want it now. I don't want to wait till WrestleMania. I want it in Perth, Australia, in front of 50,000 people at in the stadium.
Except Roman Reigns isn't even working that pay-per-view.
Well, that's the thing, but they could make it happen. I mean, they could put enough zeros on a check to make him show up. I mean, the fact that he's not previously scheduled doesn't mean he can't be. So I think that's a possibility, and maybe the chamber match. Well, I don't even want to talk about that. That's the world title. Maybe we can end with that. So I think that's what they could do is have Cody win at Elimination Chamber. Cody's now champion. Rock and Roman's still on. No belt on the line. Cody walks into WrestleMania as champion. And so I think that's how you do it. And everyone's happy that, I mean, I know it's not at WrestleMania, but you still get the end game you want. Cody finishes his story. Rock and Roman's no title and means the fans can't get pissed. So.
Oh my God. So because here's the thing, assuming that their plan is still for Cody to main event WrestleMania for the WWE Championship, not the World Championship, but the WWE one, what would you do with The Rock? If this was all a ploy to get him over like Daniel Bryan and get all this nuclear a push behind him and it was undeniable, then what do you do with The Rock? Does that mean we just never get Rock Roman? There is an element to it. It's just look, we can get Cody Roman again, but we'll never be able to get Rock Roman again. And I'm not defending the way that WWE went about it, but there is an element to that I don't know if people are realizing here, that we are risking vetoing a match that we'll never ever get again. And
yep.
Go ahead.
No, I that's the next point exactly I was going to bring up. That people that are on the Cody side and F Rock, this is BS. He's coming in for business for himself. He's on the board of directors. Obviously, he's just going to insert himself in there. I understand all of that argument, and there may be some truth to that. But I don't even care if that's 100% the truth. He's going into business for himself, and he did it totally for himself. I don't care. I mean, because the result is the same, that we get the match that we've been asking for some of us for nearly 10 years. And the biggest point is they can do Rock and Cody, Cody and Roman over the next several years or just after WrestleMania. You can get to Cody and Roman at any time. They're both in their primes. They're both active in the company. They're both healthy. They're both, again, kind of relatively young, but The Rock and Roman, I don't want to say it's the last shot, but it kind of is, as you have said in your show as well with the After Dark. This is kind of it. The Rock is in a good physical condition. His movie schedule is cleared. He's not at least in this year, he's not into politics, at least running for office, although that may change in the next few years. Roman Reigns is a heel. You want Rock as a babyface, Roman as a heel. So everything's lined up, and it's also WrestleMania 40. There's that extra little oomph that comes with those nice round numbers of WrestleMania, original WrestleMania 10, 20, 30, and now 40. There's that extra specialness that comes with those numbers of WrestleMania. So this is it. And it's in Philly. So a lot of history there with Rock and Roman that started the whole thing. So this is either now or never. And I think the fans that are supporting Cody are going to look back and say, hey, damn, I know we got the end game here with Cody as champion, but son of a, I wish I got Rock and Roman. That would have been awesome. I think they're not seeing the forest through the trees, and they're being very short-sighted here of realizing this is kind of the only opportunity. This is not going to come around again.
It's such, I cannot believe that they found a way to screw it up. They did it. They somehow, but does this not all just come back to something you've been saying for 4 or 5 years that all roads must lead to Roman Reigns? Like,
Are we still? Yeah.
like this, and we were saying last week, and I'll eat my words. I was saying last week that it was becoming all roads lead to Cody Rhodes. But like, this entire problem could have been corrected if you just took the belt off of Roman. If you took the belt off of Roman, I don't think people would have said a word. And you could have done anyone, like Cody versus Drew, Cody versus Punk, Cody versus Randy Orton. All you had to do was take the belt off of Roman Reigns and have Cody challenge that person for it in the main event of WrestleMania. I don't think anyone would have had a problem with it. Or don't shove him down our throats and make him the first back-to-back winner in 25 years. Like, the fact that they did that, and then there's reports that they made this decision 2 days after The Rock's appearance on Monday Night Raw of New Year's Revolution. Like, there's just so many weird aspects to how this went down. I don't even know what's the case, because there's some things that are just like, no, there's no way that they intentionally planned this. They went with something that they thought would appease all sides. Cody and Rock on the same side, they hug it out, they bro down, big brother, little brother. That dynamic blows up in their face, and now they're trying to do damage control, no pun intended. But then when you hear all these other things about when the decision was made, and then pushing Cody to win back-to-back Rumbles, and how much that meant, the significance of it, then it kind of makes sense that this was all part of the plan. But again, like, I understand that we should blur the lines between kayfabe and reality, but at the same time, it shouldn't be this complicated. Like, I'm all for like look beyond what you see. There's more beneath the surface type of stuff, but this is too complicated. You've had people turn on The Rock. It's just it's so weird the way that it's gone down.
That is the biggest point against the argument that, they meant to do this. Number one, I think that they'd like to push that narrative so they don't look stupid is, well, we meant to do this, right? Like, yeah, that's what anyone that's in a public facing organization would say. So it looks like they're still in control. I mean, and to try to save face. I strongly believe this was not supposed to be the plan, that the fans turn on The Rock. I mean, there's just no way, especially if The Rock signed off on it. You think The Rock signed off on a plan that that included the fans turning on him before he faced Roman? There's not a chance. There is no chance that The Rock came back and said, you know what? I want to get booed. I want fans to turn on me before we get to Roman Reigns and myself. Like, no, there is no chance in hell that they envisioned that, or The Rock envisioned that, or would have signed up for that. I very much disagree with the idea that it was in the cards. This whole end game is, well, it's going to end up being fans are going to support Cody more. And that actually is true, but it did not include The Rock being a collateral damage legend at this point for all of this to go down. It's not what they meant to do. And now they're trying to go back and correct it. And I'm very curious what they're going to do. If the fans continue to yell and scream at these events and hijack the events, they're going to have no choice but to do something, address it publicly. Cody comes out and addresses it. Maybe The Rock. I actually wouldn't put The Rock on in front of a live crowd right now. That sounds insane. But I would not put The Rock in front of a live WWE crowd right now, because I think the fans would actually boo him. I think that they would send a message to WWE and use The Rock as a vehicle to do that. And that sounds insane.
What if you turned The Rock heel, made him like corporate / Hollywood Rock, make him almost go by Dwayne Johnson, and have him align with Roman Reigns, and then you kick the can down the road with of Roman versus Rock, but Roman's the babyface and Rock is the heel. Like, I mean, Brian Gewirtz is on record saying that he thinks the best Rock was Hollywood Rock. And now, like, would that maybe not be the best case of both worlds? Like, have The Rock bring back the heel music and have him come out in a suit and just have him go by Dwayne Johnson, like just like a hybrid of corporate Rock from '99 and Hollywood Rock from '03. Like,
ooh.
I mean, given the current context, like, maybe that's the best course to go down.
My initial reaction to that was, no, they got to keep regular babyface Rock. But now that they've effed things up, the fans, I think, would be more than willing to embrace The Rock coming out and saying, coming out and being Hollywood Rock, being just a entitled D-bag from Hollywood that comes in and says, you know who I am? You know my resume? It doesn't matter if you know, like you could easily have The Rock troll the fans, have him completely the fans completely turn on him because they're already angry at what they perceive that he did and the position he's in at TKO. All of it. I mean, he's now in, like, he's part of the management of the organization. He's the part of the chair or board of directors rather. So like he's already villainized because of the position he's in and the assumption that he's using his power to just take Roman Reigns down, steal Cody's spot, and then potentially win the belt. Oh man, I mean, it's I don't know if they'll do it, but it's not the worst thing in the world if they want to go that way. I would only be a little bit concerned that they would, again, you'd be setting the precedent for fans that just, be little whiny babies for a few weeks and will change everything. You know what I mean? Like it can be a dangerous precedent to set with fans that you have that power that quickly that will just bend at your whim if you cry and whine for a few weeks. So that's why I said it's staying power is going to be the key with this, or WWE sitting there saying, let's just weather the storm. They'll forget about it if we just continue on and see what happens. So that's not the worst thing in the world. I would laugh my ass off.
Well, I mean, you have to kind of you have to go with where the wind is blowing, right? Sometimes. And I don't know, unless you find the only other solution for me is if you find a way to get the belt off of Roman between now and WrestleMania. But then even that, I don't know if that's going to satisfy everyone, because then the fans at this point have basically made up their minds that it has to be Cody versus Roman. Like, not even the WWE Championship anymore. Now it has to be Roman. So, I mean, I don't even know if you could do with that. Like, I don't know which direction they go. Like, they must have something up their sleeve if they're going to come out of this and appease everyone. Because, look, even if you do believe that Cody should be in the main event, like you and I just kind of broke down, like, you still risk foregoing Rock versus Roman forever. Like, now that The Rock has done the face-to-face with Roman, you can't kick the can down the road. You could have kicked the can down the road to next year at WrestleMania or at a Saudi event or SummerSlam, but it wouldn't have felt the same. The time was right now, which is why you and I were advocating for Randy Orton or whoever to take the belt off of Roman at the Royal Rumble. But now The Rock and Roman have finally gone face-to-face. It's finally happening, but the way they did it just completely screwed it. I just can't believe that they found a way to screw it up. That's for me. Like, for the last 4 years, all I've said is he just has to walk out and everyone will be behind it. Everyone will be behind it and no words will need to be told. And to be fair, half of that was true. No words would need to be told when Rock and Roman came face to face, but they found a way to screw it up and everyone's against it. I can't believe that it's come to this.
That's kind of the theme or the motto of the night. Like, yeah, I can't believe they screwed this up. That's a perfect tagline to what they've done here. And again, they could still repair it. It's not the 11th hour. We're not a week before WrestleMania. They've got a lot of time to fix things and make it right and think about it. But it is almost impossible to do to screw it up. I mean, they've got like 100 options. 99 of them will work. And they chose the one that's going to turn the crowd on the whole thing. And start a civil war with fans on social media and have fans now hijacking the show and saying Rocky sucks. I mean, they've had so much time to think about this. The Rock's had so much time to think about it. They were supposed to do it last year and the year before, and things got botched both years, and they can't come up with, after literally years of discussing this, not every day, but it's been on the table every year for the last few years, and they come up with this, and then they wonder why the fans have turned. I'm sure there are some in WWE that are saying come on, we give it to them, and now they're angry we give it to them. And again, anybody that's saying that just doesn't understand wrestling or just basic human emotion of why fans are angry at this, because literally they've been building around Cody's redemption story, especially after what happened last year with him getting screwed among a billion other people that did, but he got screwed. And now he's out for redemption. And I think that's one of the main reasons they kept the belt on Roman, was so that Cody could take it from Roman the following year. And now they're in a position where they have brought out The Rock to symbolically replace Cody. And Cody's suddenly like, yeah, I want my redemption. That's the belt I want, but not this year. And everyone's like, well, what are you talking about? Like why? Because The Rock comes in? So that's where Cody needs to do more explaining. Why did you do this? Why did you give up the one thing you said that you actually wanted and then walked away from it? It doesn't make any sense. So there's a lot of damage control they need to do, and there's a lot of explaining they need to do with Cody and with The Rock. Again, I'd keep him the hell off TV till everything's cooled off.
I can't believe we've been having this conversation. It's crazy that they've actually figured out a way to do this. But I mean, before, I guess, as we wrap it up here, do you think it just comes down to as simple as this is what you get for refusing to, or this is what you get for sacrificing everything at the altar of Roman Reigns?
Yes, and the fact that they have, this is now, I think they're really starting to, if they just dig beneath the surface a little bit, like as you mentioned, this is a massive consequence. One of them, they're finally seeing it, of keeping the belt on Roman. This is one of the biggest consequences now is you've put yourself in this position. You've botched the biggest storyline of the year, arguably, or the biggest storyline in the last 5 years, really, with The Rock and Roman Reigns, a match that people have been talking about for almost 10 years. You've botched it. And the biggest reason, as you mentioned, is because they refused to take the belt off Roman. And if the belt wasn't involved, which I and you and others have said for years, if you do this match, don't put the belt on the line. It's a bad idea from the start. And now they've put it on the line. So supposedly, nothing's official again. But if it's on the line, you guys are screwed. That match is going to be hijacked and possibly booed out of the building. And that's almost incomprehensible for me to say, given all the build for this, that the fans will turn on this match at WrestleMania if the belt's on the line. So it's really, it's almost like divine intervention or something. The odds of this being botched is nearly zero. And like you said, they found a way to do it. It's almost like they're trying to, but I don't think they are. So before we go, though, I do have to ask one thing, and I'm not trying to get into a deep conversation, but since you're here, World Heavyweight Championship, what do they do on that side?
Well, I mean, assuming that Cody doesn't go for that title?
Yeah, assuming Cody doesn't.
I think you probably do a triple threat with Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. That I imagine that's where they go with it. I mean, I guess you could do Gunther. Gunther as well would be interesting. One-on-one with Seth, but then you would have to get the Intercontinental Championship off of him. I mean, so I would say it'd be one of those two, either a triple threat with Drew and Sami or one-on-one with Gunther. I mean, what other direction could you really take it in?
Yeah, there's really no other options. I mean, unless you start bringing people over from SmackDown, there's really not a whole lot you can do. That's kind of it. I would agree with you on that. But we'll save the World Heavyweight Championship for maybe next week or beyond that. As the Chamber's coming up and the World Heavyweight Championship may or may not be on the line. I don't know if it will, if Seth's health is on the line there, or he's not ready to compete. I mean, you could even do the Intercontinental Championship if Gunther's able to go overseas inside the Chamber.
Well, they did a U.S. title last year inside the Chamber. Yeah. So
it's not unprecedented. Yeah. So there's lots of ways they can go. This is just, as we get more answers, things are becoming foggier and foggier, which is really impossible. This is, I can't wait to see the rest of Raw, see if they address it at all. And they haven't, but so any closing thoughts on the whole thing?
I'm just very interested to see how they come about this. How they could go about this and how they come out of this, rather. Because it's fascinating to me what they're going to do here, because they have found themselves in quite a predicament.
They've tied themselves in knots, and I want to see them get out. If they come out smelling like roses, I will be the first to applaud, and I hope they do. I'm not rooting for WWE to fail here. I'm really not. Other than the fact it's kind of like I don't feel bad for the consequence of Roman holding the belt for so long. That's what you get, like you said. Other than that, I really am rooting for things to work out. I really am. So, we'll see. But thanks so much for joining us tonight. And Monday Night Raw is going on as we speak, everybody. So again, please, if you've watched Raw, we don't incorporate outside of the beginning of Raw. We didn't really watch anything else outside of that. But check out Anthony's show every single Friday, Saturday. We have a After Dark show that's an adult version of the show that's available on Apple Podcasts and Patreon. So check it out. And thanks so much for joining us tonight. We'll take a deep breath and hopefully things get a little clearer next week.
Yeah, man. It's going to be an interesting week in WWE. So looking forward to talking next Monday.
All righty. Have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Welcome to the ring, wrestling fans. This isn't just any corner of the wrestling world. It's Casual Wrestling YouTube channel, the hottest spot for WWE enthusiasts and casual fans alike. Meet your hosts, the unbeatable tag team of debate, Notorious Nerdy D and Milwaukee Mike. They're here to tackle the big questions, the epic matches, and all the WWE drama you love. Each episode, Nerdy D and Mike dive into the ring of debate, bringing you a unique punch-packed show styled after ESPN's PTI. From the latest pay-per-view breakdowns to classic wrestling showdowns, they've got you covered. Whether you're a diehard WWE fan or just love the thrill of a good wrestling story, the Casual Wrestling YouTube channel is your go-to source for entertaining, insightful, and sometimes heated wrestling talk. The Casual Wrestling YouTube channel, where every fan gets a front row seat.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.